As a person, actually, I do blog. That's why you're watching my video. But at the same time, I work as a mental health worker in one of the most prestigious health institution in Stockholm, which is government owned and all that. And what we do is we take care of our patients who maybe they have depression, it can be any mental type of illness. So that's another very big category, very popular. I would recommend it. Nursing is a profession within the healthcare sector focused on the care of individuals, families and communities so they may attain, maintain or recover optimal health and quality of life. Welcome to Hustle a Day, where in today's session we shall be talking about nursing. There's a very high demand in Europe and the US, and that means that there's a lot of nurses out there in the world who opt to move to these countries. And through this session we shall look at some of the things they need to think about and what's important. It's very important to try and understand some of the categories within nursing because it's quite broad, it's big, and it's got so many categories that people don't see with their naked eyes. So we move on to the first one, and this is about the nurses who work at the palliative units. Basically, palliative units takes care of patients who are the doctors have constructed that this their lifespan, they don't have so many days to live, and so what remains very important when they come to that situation is that they get the very basic healthcare, they get the best, and that's where the nurses and the health workers come in. They give them the medication, give them the care they need until when it's time. Another one is the idea of nurse educators, and this a nurse within the health sector. There's a lot of research, there's a lot of developments that are coming up every day. So people who work within these sectors need to get educated about the new programs. It can be about medication, it can be about work ethics, whatever. And so we have nurses who have special skills to just do this type of job, and at the same time they do go to schools and try to educate our students on that. Usually you've also come to the hospital and you get these nurses which you meet the first time, and those are the nurse practitioners, I think that's the word, which is NPS they're called, and their job is they meet you and they look of what type of problem that you have. If it's maybe injury, before injury, maybe you have a problem with your stomach or a headache, whatever, and then they're able to take the very basic checkups and send you to the right place. So those are the NPS, they're called. Quite popular, and that's what most people maybe know about when it comes to nursing. Then the others is we have nurses who are more deal with pregnancy, and they help the pregnant mothers or ladies, because as a pregnant lady they need to do much follow-up and see that the kid in the womb is growing up well. So you get that type of nurses which are there, and at the same time they become very important just when it's time to deliver. So these are people who are specialized in that. The other one is about kids. We have nurses who just they're specialized with nurses and health workers who take care of our young kids, and I think usually they go up to 12 years. So that's another line. So these by going through all this, you see there's a lot of categories. But that aside, let's move on to our juicy part. So anyway, in case you're planning to move to Europe or the US or any other part abroad to do nursing, I will recommend that you need to try and be aware of some things, and that brings us to today's edition where we look at some of these factors that can be very important to know before moving to these places. It can also be like that you want to do nursing, so it's all part of the same game. So number one is the idea that when you come to these countries, you're coming to a new culture. You're coming to a new culture, you're going to meet new people, you're going to meet a new system, and it's very important that you have a very open mind. What does that help you? That helps you to be able to take in this new culture that you're getting to at this place. You're able to engrave and get assimilated to the new system. So that's one of the very basic important fact that you need. Open up your mind, be ready to take up everything, and it's gonna be okay with you. Another thing is the idea that when it comes to nursing has two faces. Number one is the scientific part, and the other side is the art part. What do I mean by that? Scientific part means that you're going to work under researched and proved method or work ethics. So it doesn't mean that you just come and come with the rules and start to put them into work. They're laid rules that people work through, and those are the rules that you're going to. They've been tested, they've been proved to work, and that's one of the very important aspect within nursing. They work within proved methods. But apart from that aside, you also need to be a little bit artistic, because you're going to meet people, and when you meet, you're going to meet patients. That means that you need to have empathy. You need to be able to smile. You need to be able to talk to people, and that's more an artistic. It's something you develop with time. You have to be aware, and it's very important if you have to be successful when it comes to your work. So just have it in mind that you'll meet this type of a scenario, and you should be able to accommodate both sides of the game, and it's going to be okay with you. So well, the third part when it comes to nursing is the very open opportunities. Because of this so many research which is going on, there's a lot of education, there's a lot of update when it comes to information that people have. So be aware of that, and at the same time, maybe you come from a country and you want to go further with your education. Just be keen on taking that education and going further, because there are opportunities out there. These European countries, the US, they give you all the opportunities, so you can go how far you want. They also, like I'm using the Swedish model because that's where I work, and that means that Sweden is one of the best countries in the world when it comes to the health sector, and other countries use their model. So it gives you a lot of opportunity, and my argument is based on the system around here. As you can start from a little bit lower level, but if you put more effort and get more education, you can actually gradually go up to a special nurse, and if you want, you can also go all the way to be a doctor. All the doors are very open for you, so just have that in mind if you ever wish to go further. The other thing is what line is best to choose. That I wouldn't give you a correct answer, because people come from very different backgrounds. People are very different attitude towards job, what they lack and all that. As a person, I work within psychiatry. Why? Because I like to work with people. It's fascinating how our mind works, and so for me that's very fulfilling. But I can promise you, nursing is a very well-paying job in Europe. The people are always going to be sick. There's always going to be challenges in our society which need a lot of care, health care and all that. The governments also do put a lot of money when it comes to healthcare. So I'll basically just recommend you to go for it because it's lucrative. And then at the same time, when you're doing nursing, it's more easy. You can get a job anywhere in the world because the basic rules or the basic guidelines are the same. It can differ when it comes to language, when it comes to culture, but when it comes to medical ethics, it's almost the same. And the sky is the limit. Well, hustle a day here. I hope you've enjoyed this session. I hope it's given you a little bit idea what you expect to get to when it comes to these places. And until next time, please do share our content, do give us a like, and good luck. Thank you.